Great morning. Let's pull some cards and grab over here. Now Colorado is trying to take 45 off the ballot, and they are thinking that it may go forward all the way up to the Supreme Court, and that the Supreme Court would, in effect, ratify what they're doing, and then the other states would also take him off the ballot. So let's look and see how that's going to go. So the center of it is, taking him out. Mentally saying, no, you cannot run for president. You are not eligible to run for president. So we know the cards are listening. That is our topic at the center of it. Going into it, these are the choices that have been made and the way that this is going, what's going on now with it presently. They see the seeds that are sowed. They're not liking the harvest of him potentially running again. The challenge is democracy. And the clarification is this is a tower moment for democracy. So the cards are listening. So what we have above it is an ending. Colorado wanting to be the first major state to take this out. It's about holding on to power. The action and the challenge is the Ugly Party. Okay? So that is our challenge. Ending his hold on to power and the Republican Party. So the foundation is out in the cold. They want to end it for him, put him out in the cold because he is there. Again, going into it, they're wanting to take him out, retreat. But the challenge is the desires of the Ugly Party and democracy, if they can see in clarity just what is taking place. Let's see what we have. Underneath of it, we have the judgment. We have this walking away, distancing, wanting maybe distance themselves from it, but we could also see this as him walking the dark path. This is shedding light on it. This is looking at what new is coming in. It's about tempering this when it comes to the families. Okay, usually that's my card for the Trumpian things. We have pushed against the wall. We have the nightmare scenario, and then we have hanging up, okay, overturning, being overturned. Okay, so let's take this apart. Mentally, they want this to come to an end. They want to take him out of power. Going into it, again, this is about making him retreat, not allowing him on the ballot. And this is a sleepless night thing when it comes to 45. Underneath of it, out in the cold, and we have the seeds that are planted. They don't like to harvest, and we have the Republican Party. Are they going to go along with this or not? Are the judges going to see in clarity, Or are they going to want to, again, when it comes to the law and the Repugly Uglies, what are they going to do? This is about trying to hold on to power, but with this is pushed up against the edge now. Feels like he's pushed against the edge. We have the challenges democracy against his wishes and desires. We have that dark path that's been walked by some of this Trumpian clan. And we're looking at this new new thing coming down the pike. Okay, so let's look and see what's driving all of this and see if this is going to make any sense. We have wanting to end the choices that have been made and the choices being made. It is a tower moment. And we have judgment coming down. We have light on the subject, tempering by overturning, okay, hanging him up, not allowing it. So while it looked a bit precarious going through it, you know, the diehard uber right Republicans are not going to like it, but it looks like possibly that they will go ahead and stop him from running. But let's go ahead and do some 3-card pulls and see what it says, if it's going to shed some more light on this. Okay, so going into it, we have at the center fishtails. What's being proffered up. And all of the drama that's up in the air with all of this, and it's a tower moment, okay? So they're looking at all this stuff that's happening, what's being said, what's being done. Again, subject is the White House, the bid for the presidency. We have law, the hard truth, and feeling embattled, okay? This is not an easy, it's not an easy thing. You know, because we're going to have the uber right saying this is political, it's a witch hunt, it's, you know, all of that stuff they're going to try to come out with. So what we have is the architecture, what's being built, what's being worked on daily as it comes to putting an end to his bid. Again, a lot of drama that's going to be there. A lot of drama is going to be thrown out about it. So many things up in the air. Emotional drama. When it comes to the fishtails, there's arguments that are going to happen, and the Pandora's box that all of this, you know, they're going to, you know, be saying the same thing, oh, civil war, yada, 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 all this drama is going to come out. And we know that Russia is still putting out misinformation about Biden, etc., trying to aid 45. Because, let's face it, Putin likes his little puppet, because 45 will dance to whatever tune that Putin puts out there, okay? So we have the dark element, okay? What about the dark element? They want to end his, they want to end it, okay? So this is going to, message is going to continue to go forward. So far it's telling us we've got these two sides that are battling this out. We have control, wanting to control the fishtails. Again, man, that card's coming out a lot. with government, okay? So we know that he's going to continue to put out spins. Russia's going to continue to put out these spins. What about the Supreme Court? What about they don't like the harvest? Okay, they don't like it when it comes to holding it up. We've got holding on. Holding on. Let's do some clarification here. Shedding light. More light on the subject. Big emotional issue. Cup of abominations overflowing. And it's about what's being given where. Okay? Are there are they going to be pressured and paid off by, you know, we know that they're getting all these trips, they're getting all this money and stuff behind the scenes from these wealthy ones. Are they going to influence this when it comes to the ending? Okay? When we have justice, tempering. They're going to try to temper things. Okay? Will this go through? Will this go through? Will they take him off the ballots? There's still the arguments going. The burden. Okay, when it comes to the people. Arguments with those. Let's do some clarifiers. The burden and the arguments with the wealthy, of course. The wealthy behind the scenes. And the message. Okay. The message, the arguments with the wealthy, again, arguments with the uber wealthy, they're supporting that, and that's the burden that they have with this, okay? They're in arguments about it. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a clear shot easily if it gets to the Supreme Court that they will rule to take him off, because it looks like the very wealthy ones behind they have the Supreme Court in their pocket are pulling strings. Okay. Will the Supreme Court finally get their head out of their rear ends and do the right thing? Let's look and see. It's about charging forward with a new action. Feeling embattled. Okay? When it comes to the new action, charging forward, it's being juggled. Charging forward, it's about, quid pro quo. Okay? The seeds, they don't like the harvest of the new actions. When it comes to, they're sharing, they're being embattled. Okay? And this is going to happen rapidly. Now I'm hoping that this reading is wrong and that they'll actually step up and do the right thing. But according to this, it looks like, they're going to be leaned on hard by the uber wealthy that have been giving them trips and money, and will this ever be cleaned up? Will this ever be cleaned up with the Supreme Court? Not wanting to see, not wanting to take it in, not wanting that. What's been worked on, what's been built, being tied up, okay? They don't want to, of course, they're saying that you can't touch us, you can't, they don't want this looked in. When it comes to the building of that, we'll see what's being offered. Clarification. Okay, they don't want to be tied up when it comes to being in control and power. Okay, and we have the strong arm, strong ideology, something to come in. So I think that this is going to be other ones of power looking at this, judging this, wanting to bring more things into light about these ones that are positions of power and how they're tied up because of the money that's being filtered to them ongoing. Okay. I'm going to use this as our center card and see what it says about this, okay? So this is a new thing I'm bringing in, new style to this. This is what I want to know about. What can you tell me about this? Let's look and see what we get. What can you clarify about this transformation? Okay. Okay, so we've got the woman again holding on to some information. She's got something in her lap about the abuse, about the abuses. Okay, so what's she holding on to? About our laws, our rules, our laws, our regulations, what's being birthed. And when it comes looking at the abuse, it's going to be worked on. She's looking at the abuses, looking them dead in the face and having them work on this and what's being offered up. Okay, so it looks like there are going to be those that are going to be investigating this much more deeply, really looking into it. Yeah. We have got some women now like Fonnie Willis and Letitia James that are not playing. Okay, so it looks like they are going to start looking deeper into this when it comes to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court is saying that you have no rule over us. We're self-governing, self-ruling, and you can't do anything about it. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that, okay? So on that note, I'm going to leave this here. Maybe we'll go ahead and do a deep dive into what is going to happen ultimately with the Supreme Court.